Hello and welcome to my home studio on Country Club Boulevard. I'd like to take you on a bit of a tour of the artwork that I do, starting from when I was a student in my early days and what influenced me in my art. Right to my left is a painting that I did near Kenora, Ontario. It's actually near Mars Marine, and it's of a red boat partly submerged in Lake of the Woods water. Notice that the technique is pretty much group of 7 and also leaning toward Impressionism, which I was very taken with at that time as a student. That is done in a heavy impasto technique with oil color. If we come back to the painting on my right, this is a painting that I did of an old hay wain near Vegreville, Alberta, done in the 1980s, the early 1980s. Most of my colors were subdued, pastel, and my technique was a wash at that time, and I was also using oil paint. Move over to what I do now, and you will see that this painting of Fish Creek Park in South Calgary, 3 o'clock in the morning, moonlit, very strongly lit by moon, shows Calgary in the background, but this is my technique and style as of now. I use a heavier impasto technique of paint. I do some detailing, but a lot of the paint is indistinct, and when you step back, it falls into place and shows a natural scene. The painting down on my drawing easel is from an old photograph of northern Manitoba that my father took, and those are freight canoes parked by a lake. Over my shoulder, as we pan, I will take a painting that really is done on the horizontal aspect, and it's called El Cedral. Cedral is a village in the center of Cozumel, which I visited in early January, and it depicts the color of the road, the soil, and then you get the flowers, the colors of the butterflies and birds that are just filling the forest, or the tree forest. There are palm trees and scrub bougainvillea. To my left is one of my newest paintings, which shows a vineyard. I've shown it or painted it by way of a little bit of heavy palette knife work for cloud, brilliant sunshine in Tuscany, and then coming down to the late afternoon colors, and at the bottom we have the grapes of the vineyard. Little hints and allegations of color of the blue sky, the flowers, and of course the vineyard itself. Now, I also do, about 70% of my work are abstracts. And abstracts are wonderful because you tell a story by way of color only. And this is called Love, Pain, and the Whole Damn Thing. We have the brilliant yellow of first love, of people falling in love with each other. They can do no wrong. But then after a while, a year or 2 or 3 later, in creeps these little shadows of doubt. But they resolve themselves, and the painting, the ideal of the painting, continues on with the brilliant colors. Now this is a play on words. This painting is called Moonshine over Moose Jaw. Play on words because in the late 20s, Al Capone used to run rum and whiskey from Canada across the border to the States. What it really shows is the moon, the clouds reflecting off the moon, falling stars, and the sliver of sunset that you get on the prairies. So in an abstract, you tell a story by way of color only. No detail, very few boundaries, and it falls into place like the painting that I have here, Love, Pain, and the Whole Damn Thing. Color makes a person think, and that's what I do.